Hello, so here's some side-by-side test footage of the Walksnail Moonlight 4K. The unstabilized footage is on the left and the stabilized footage is on the right. This is all being flown on my Caddx GoFilm 20 drone, and this is actually a bit of an unexpected test because when I went out to fly today, I was actually expecting to test the ND filters. So the Moonlight system comes with the ND8 filter, but on a really bright day, you really need the ND16 filter. So I ordered that, it just came in, and I was really excited to test it out. So I went out to the lake. I put the ND16 filter on, but then I realized it's really, really windy today. I'm not in the direct path of the hurricane, but there is a hurricane going on, and I'm sort of on the outskirts of that, and so the winds are gusting up to like 20, 30 miles an hour. And so unfortunately I thought, oh, the footage is going to be ruined, this sucks, but let's still try and let's do a couple flights in and see how it goes. And so the unstabilized footage on the left that you're seeing right now is basically the footage that I see in my goggles, and you can see it's really jumpy, it's really bumpy, just due to all these random wind gusts. And honestly, it wasn't really fun to fly. I didn't really have any good hopes for the actual flight footage, but when I got home, I was just like, well, let's just pop the SD card in and let's look at the footage. So first I looked at the raw footage, the footage you're seeing on the left, and I was like, ooh, it's really, really bumpy. Let's put it into Gyroflow and see what Gyroflow can do. So I put it into Gyroflow. It's really easy because you just drag and drop and you don't have to change any settings. You just hit export and it'll export the stabilized footage. And it does take like 30 minutes to render, at least on my little laptop. But after it finished and I played the footage back, I was like, holy crap, it looks like you can't even tell that it's a windy day on the right. The footage is just like a huge night and day difference. I was blown away. The fact that we can go from like the super bumpy footage on the left to the nice super cinematic footage on the right is pretty crazy. And I am flying with ND16 filter on the right, so I am really pleased with the increased amount of motion blur. So I'm flying with like ISO 100, which is the best quality, and 60 frames per second, and then the ND filter allows me to do a relatively slow shutter speed of 1 over 120. Before, with the ND8 filter that originally comes with, I could only do 1 over 240 shutter speed, which is a pretty fast shutter speed, so you get less motion blur. But with this 1 over 120 shutter speed, you get more motion blur, and I'm really pleased with the amount of motion blur I got, and the fact that the footage is usable, even though the quad in actuality is just bumping all over the place. It's pretty cool. So yeah, overall, really pleased with the setup. If you do also get the Walksnail Moonlight system, I really recommend getting the ND16 filter because I think that's going to be the main filter I'm going to be using on these sunny days. Anyways, thanks for watching. If you want to see more in-depth FPV drone build videos as well as review videos, please check out my main channel, Hoarder Sam.